This is my absolute favorite Calvin and Hobbes cartoon. Today I'd like to talk about why. Well, good morning, brothers and sisters. Happy Monday. Welcome to Mission Zero. If this is your first time here, my name is Shawn, and this is Battle Cry, the show where we give you a motivational theme that will carry you through a more positive week. So the reason that I love this cartoon so desperately is that it's absolutely true, right? Going and doing something that you hate is absolutely a thing that builds character. Take it the most common example that people know about, going to the gym. What anyone will tell you is when you go to the gym, make sure that at least a couple of times a week you do an exercise that you hate. And the reason for that being, you hate that exercise because you're not good at it, because the muscle set that enables that exercise isn't developed in you. And so if you make sure that you do those exercises you hate, you build those muscles until you don't hate that thing anymore. Take another example. Kids, right? You train your kids to clean up their room. Well, they hate doing that. But why do you have them do that? Why do you train them through that? So that they can be more conscientious people, so that they can have more attention to detail as they go through their lives, that they can be more sociable to people because they live a clean lifestyle. Well, it turns out that idea of doing something you hate extends to all facets of life, right? These training opportunities, these exercise opportunities, they are what allow us to grow. We should make it a habit to do something we don't like at least a couple of times a week. There's two real reasons for that. One is it helps you to figure out what you like and don't like. There's so many things in this world that we just presume we don't like, having never actually tried to do them, or to taste them, or to say them, or whatever. The second reason, though, is that thing that you don't like is often a different perspective on the world. And so if you read a book you wouldn't normally, or you watch a show that you wouldn't normally, you may find that you don't like it, but you may also find that it broadens your horizon some, that it introduces you to something that you do like, that you didn't even know about. This is what I'm always on about us, right? That the diversity of life is beautiful, and that is what grows us. It's what grows us together, and it's what grows us individually. And this hits right at that. The things that we hate, sometimes it's not actual hate, right? Sometimes it's just not familiar with or scared of, and sometimes they're not things, sometimes they're people. And so my exhortation for us for this week is, as often as you possibly can this week, do something that you don't like. When you go to the gym, do an exercise you're not crazy about. When you sit down to watch TV, maybe watch a show that you wouldn't have otherwise watched. When you enter into a social area, talk to somebody you wouldn't normally talk to, because it is in those moments of pushing through that fear or that anxiety or that hatred that we can learn about ourselves and about other people and about the rest of the world. And that's really the purpose of all of this, is to grow together and individually. And that resistance, doing those things that we're not crazy about, that's how that growth happens. And you find out on the other side, you actually did like it. You actually did enjoy the experience. So I hope that has some meaning for you. I hope that brings you a perspective and gives you a kick in the pants to do some stuff this week. Let's all do some stuff this week that we're not comfortable with, because it really does build character. And I love you so much. I really, truly do. And I appreciate you for watching. And I will talk to you on Wednesday.